Welcome back to SCV Today.
I'm still talking to Arif over here. This is good stuff.
Dave is just completely wrapped up in Arif right now.
I'm
but it's Mike
Arif
Bjorkman's
fan.
time, so you need to get Arif off the mind.
And you know what? Let's bring in Mike Bjorkman, and I want to say thank you very much for filling in for me last week.
That was so fun.
It was good?
Yeah.
Now you know what it's like to be in my shoes.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of work.
What are you trying to say?
Exactly. It's a lot of work.
We only mortified my daughter once or twice.
By the way, I need to ask you this question. What did Anne-Marie say when she got home?
She said that you two had a lovely time.
No, she
Yeah, she said you guys went to places that she never knew existed, and
that's
she can't wait to
very
go
cool.
again.
Daniela said a lot of the same.
You know, it makes me want to do this whole show on the self-directed IRAs because we've talked about that twice on here. That's how I own a lot of my investments, through self-directed IRAs.
That was so funny. During the break, you're looking at Tammy and going, we already talked about
I'm
this.
like, how could you even, let's not go there, but
You got
when the red light goes off, somebody's getting an ass whooping. Butt whooping. You could say that on TV. You could even say the B word. Sorry, Ken.
Only if he's. Was he referring to a mule?
Thank you for being part of our audience, and we will see you wherever we end up.
Yeah, well, we have resumes to update
Carl
now.
and Jerry, are you hiring? Give me a job.
That's not a bad word.
Okay.
Whatever you say. All right, let's talk real estate.
My face red.
Michael, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It matches her dress, so congratulations.
Whatever. All right, let's do it.
My home is on the market. Now what?
Yes. That's something that a lot of people, especially right now, the sellers' homes are staying on the market a lot longer. There's not as much multiple offers, and we do a lot of the higher end range, which is above 600, 700, and people say, okay, you put my home on the market, and they just kind of give up and say, you do the rest. Well, it's teamwork. You know, and the homeowners, there's some different things we need to do to keep the process moving along and make sure we have a successful close. You guys have the notes, I don't. But a couple of
pre-inspection, of course, is top of the list.
Yeah.
Pre-inspection is probably the most important thing. Remember, any buyer, I mean, think about the last time you bought something very valuable. You were like, oh, should I do it? Should I do it? And when a buyer goes into escrow, they usually stare at the ceiling at night and go, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Okay, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to back out. If this happens, so they're usually on the fence, and as a seller, we think, oh yeah, that buyer loves our house, but really they're on the fence. So when a buyer goes to do their inspection, if it turns into be a project, you know, oh honey, maybe this house needs too much work, let's just back out of it. If we do a pre-inspection, right when we put the home on the market or even before, we have somebody go through the home with a fine-tooth comb, and we make it all perfect before the buyer's home inspection. Not only that, we can give the buyer comfort when they're considering writing an offer. I could talk to the other agent and say, hey, Joe, you know, why don't I go ahead and email you over the inspection report and show you what came up so you can tell the buyer this home is not a project and it's in really good condition. Any of the things that come up on the summary page, we've already repaired or planned to, you know, give the buyer comfort like that. That's really important, so I highly recommend that.
Let's talk a little bit about seller's coverage and what exactly that is.
Right. Everybody knows there's a buyer's home warranty. Typically, we transfer a warranty or give a buyer a home warranty. I call it the seller's home warranty because typically, you know, at Murphy's Law, something explodes the week after a buyer moves in, and now instead of suing the homeowner, the buyer calls the home warranty company, gets a new air conditioner. Most people don't know, most agents don't know, as soon as you put a home on the market and sign a listing agreement with the seller, you can put a home warranty on the property. So like yesterday, Tara's new listing. I got an email last night, hey, the water heater just went out today, so add new water heater to the marketing. Well, that could have been covered if we would have put that on a couple days before. So things like that happen during the listing. And then sometimes homeowners, you know, they're frustrated, they don't want the house anymore. Something goes out during the time it's on the market and they say, well, you know, the water heater, this, or something's gone wrong with the home, I'm not going to fix it, tell the buyer. So now you have a buyer going, oh great, now I know the plumbing shot, or you know, the air conditioner's not working, or the garbage disposal doesn't work, dishwasher, whatever the case might be. So to protect our seller, as soon as we put the home on the market, we put that on. It's about $1.16 to $1.30 a day. It's well worth it.
So this is something you as an agent, you do for your clients?
Yeah, we do that no matter what.
For those that don't choose Mike Bjorkman, silly people, for those that don't choose Mike Bjorkman, can they buy that, the sellers buy it themselves?
They can, yeah. Just tell your agent, go ahead and put a seller's coverage on my property. So
and if your agent charges you,
Yeah.
Hi, Mike.
There's many benefits to us while pre-marketing and then while you're on the market. A couple other things are, I think I have staging on
Stage
there.
it and store it.
Yeah, stage it and store it. A lot of people, they put their home on the market and say, oh, it's too late, I'm already on the market. No, never give up. Always declutter, always move things around, always stage the property. And of course, when you work with us, you work with our in-house stager free of charge because we want that home to look at its absolute best. But so many homeowners just give up and say, oh, okay, it's on the market, cross our fingers. No, keep working.
I want to, you mentioned the staging it, and we're obviously wanting to buy a house. And as we go through different websites or we go through and look at different pictures of things, there are times when we come upon a house, interior so cluttered, so jammed with all the knickknacks and collectibles that the owners have had. And I'm telling you, immediately we go, no thank you.
Right.
And you know what? It is so hard because I can't do this. I can't see past all of that and go, what could we do with this?
Most can't, and that's a great point. Brian Melville from Remax is a good friend of mine. Just this morning posted a video on photos and professional photography of homes and getting them ready. And it's true. Most people, if they see a house that's all cluttered, interior pictures, you're right, you pass on it. It doesn't look appealing. It's not going to be on the, I have to see this list. But if your home photographs perfectly and people say, yeah, that's a beautiful home, I'd like to go see that. But that's all part of the staging. That's all part of the pre-marketing, what we counsel our homeowners, effort. I mean, we put so much effort into pre-marketing because we want it to be perfect. Remember, the first 2 weeks you go on the market is crucial. That's when it's new, exciting. Everybody's going to be, wow, they get the emails. So it's really important. But even if you don't get to that, like I said, don't give up. Keep improving the property condition as you go. So many homeowners just say, it's on the market now, let's just go for it. No, no, no. I work with all our sellers every single week. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Now, something that I think is really important, and the reason why I think this is so important is because I even have a listing coming up where they say, there are no termites in my house. I use that self-spray and I know I don't have any termites and it's not going to be a problem. Well,
Guess what?
you live in Santa Clarita Valley, you probably have a little bit of termite issue. So you can get an upfront termite so that you don't have any surprises.
That's one of the very first things I do. I recommend to the seller, let's go ahead and get a termite inspection because just like that one we had in Valencia on the golf course the other day, it's a $10,000 repair that nobody was waiting for. I sat with that particular person and explained to them, look, we must cushion this in our counteroffer because it's probably going to come up. It's a 5,000 square foot home. It came up, 4 different termite companies, $10,000 bill, almost put our deal, blew it up. And I even up front talked about it. So I always say, let's get the termite inspection up front, get the repairs done up front. That way we could properly do the repairs. Some of the companies, they only prime, but they don't paint to match the colors. That's not going to make a buyer happy to move into. So, a tent is usually minimum $3,000, and we're doing about 25%. 1 out of 4 homes need a tent before they close escrow. $3,000, and the sellers go, oh, no, no. And you got to remember, most of the sellers these days put as is. But if they sign, and I'm not giving legal advice, I'm not a lawyer, I'm a real estate broker, but if people sign an addendum where it's just 2 different addendums saying we're going to agree to do Section 1 termite, it's still part of the contract, although you put as is, except for this. And you can't argue that. We've called our lawyers a million times on that, and every time you've agreed to do it contractually, so it's up to you to go ahead and do the termite. So all these things that happen before escrow can really make the difference of whether your escrow closes or not, or how much money you get for the home.
I never knew that we had a termite problem in Santa Clarita.
It's huge.
Really?
Yeah, I'm working on termite in my home right now.
Wow.
I'm going to have to tent my own house.
Really?
Yeah, we have a lot of trees out here. Although we're high desert,
and it's not a bad thing. People get it's part of life.
Yeah.
And you deal with it, and but people treat it like it's like a sexually transmitted disease or something.
yeah.
I mean, they're like, shh, it's okay. It's okay. We handle it. We deal with it. We deal with it. It's done.
It's really nice to move into a home knowing everything's dead. All the critters are dead in a home. Right. So I explain to the buyers it's a good thing to have the home tented. Imagine if we lived in Florida or somewhere in the bayou where Well, all we have is fenced-in porches. We're so blessed to not have to deal with that. So if we have to deal with little termites here and there, it's not that big of a deal, but I recommend a termite inspection every single year. Keep up on it. It's normal routine maintenance for a home, no different than painting, no different than, you know, tightening your leaky, squeaky, vibraty things. It's just part of home maintenance that you got to get used to living in Southern California.
Mike Bjorkman, Home Smart Real Estate. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much. As
Why are
always.
you laughing?
I know exactly why she's laughing, and I'm trying to get us out of it before anyone gets in trouble.
You said leaky, squeaky, vibrating things. I don't know.
I tried, guys.
You purposely
I really
ruined
did.
my
I
YouTube
really
channel.
tried. I tried.
We
I
tried.
knew where you were going to go. I was trying to save you and all of us.
Purposely
trying to
ruin all my
figure out-
YouTube.
Exactly
I'm
right.
just trying to figure out what that would be.
Especially because I just said Mike Bjorkman from Home Smart Real
Thanks,
Estate,
guys.
and then you went into that. Now everybody knows.
After this, we're having the wonderful Joe Messina.
Exactly, Joe Messina and the idiots of the world. We got some great stories in front of us. Please stay tuned.